What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Run It Up Investing. So today we're jumping into week 1 of the Robinhood Run It Up challenge. Okay, so in this challenge we're looking at identifying some growth stocks in the Robinhood app and then trading them over the period of a couple of months. Okay, so we're identifying stocks that we want to buy and hold for the short term, but instead of just holding those stocks and waiting for that stock to grow, we're going to buy and sell it. Okay, so we're going to sell it when it gets high and buy it back when it gets low and try to accumulate more shares in that time frame. Okay, so there's all different kinds of ways to invest in the stock market. Traditionally, you would just buy like a blue chip stock and hold on to it and wait for that stock to grow over time, or you could buy into dividend stocks and wait for your dividend payouts, usually quarterly, 4 times a year. You'll get a small dividend return on those. The problem with investing like that is, yeah, you can get rich, you can get very wealthy investing like that, but it takes 40 years, okay? So that's a great way to invest for your retirement account, okay? So investing in stocks like that, investing in funds that in your retirement account that has tax advantages, but we're talking about something that's on the side, that's extra. We're putting a little bit of money in here on the Robinhood app and kind of treating it almost like a hobby and just trying to run it up, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about, and then we'll jump into my portfolio and I'll show you some of the stocks that I've been trading. Okay guys, so I'm gonna show you the basic strategy that we're gonna be using in the Robinhood Run It Up challenge, okay? So we're gonna be doing swing trades in this challenge. So if you don't know what swing trading is, or if you wanna learn more about it, I made a video on it and I'll put a link to it in the description. But basically what we're doing is we're identifying a stock that we're projecting to grow in the short term. So in the next 1 to 2 months, we have good reason to believe that the stock is going to grow quite substantially. But one thing that we know and that we can take advantage of in the meantime is that all stocks are going to fluctuate over time. Okay, so it may have a general growth trend of going up, but within that time frame, it's going to go up and down. And so what we're going to try to do is sell a stock when it goes up and buy it back when it goes down. And when it goes down, we're going to try to buy back more shares of that stock to really grow our gains during this time period. Okay, so for easy math, we say we're investing $100 into a $10 stock. So we're going to get 10 shares of that stock at $10 a share. And we're going to wait until the price rises to $11. And so when the price rises to $11, well, now our position is worth $110. We sell that position and we wait for the stock to come back down. We buy it at $10 again, except for this time we get 11 shares. Goes up to 11, comes back down to 10, we buy it again, now we have 12 shares. Goes up, sell, come back down, now we have 13 shares. Finally the stock goes up to $12 and we sell out of our position completely and we move on to the next stock. But by doing so, we have created a lot more gain than we would have if we just bought the stock at $10 and held, right? If we bought the stock at $10 and sold it at $12, that would be $120, right? So a 20% return. And if that sounds really high to you, stick around, because we're watching a lot of stocks on this challenge that are growing at a much faster rate than that. Okay, so and let's just say this is a period of 4 to 6 weeks. Whereas if we used our strategy, we would have 13 shares at $12. When we sold our position finally, it would be $156. Okay, so that doesn't sound like a huge difference, but it's a difference between getting a 20% return and a 56% return. So those are very substantial gains that we're getting in a very short amount of time. All right, guys, so we're here looking at my portfolio on the Robinhood app. And when we come back next week, we'll kind of compare and see how much it's changed from this week to next week. So right now we're starting off with around $17.90 in the portfolio. So if we look at some of the stocks that, and first off, I have 6 stocks in the portfolio right now. Typically I like to keep around 8 to 10 stocks so that way I can stay diversified, right? And I don't have too much money tied up in one stock because I like to keep the trades rolling. But if you get too much tied up in one stock, and it starts to go down, it makes it more difficult to make trades. So you don't want to get too much invested into 1 or 2 stocks, which unfortunately I'm a little too heavily invested in a couple of stocks, and I'll show you that here in a second. So right now I have 6 stocks, but that's just because I sold out of a couple of stocks towards the end of the week. And so when the markets closed, I only had six stocks in my portfolio, but I'm looking at buying some more back early next week. So if we jump in here, the first one that I'm invested in is Corbus Pharmaceuticals. Currently trading at $7.04 a share. I have 28 shares at an average cost of $7.08. So this is a stock that I've previously swing traded. I've bought and sold it, and now I'm back into it. I bought it for around $7.25 a share. It went up to $8 and I sold. Now it has come back down and I've bought back into it. So I have a limit sell. I'm set to sell my shares at $8 a share. So when it goes back up to $8, I plan on selling it at that price again. And if it goes down as low as $6.75, I have it set to buy 12 shares. So I recommend setting limit buys and sells. That way you can kind of lock in the prices that you're hoping to get, and you just kind of have to wait for it to change. Of course, I can cancel those at any time and adjust the numbers if I don't think that they're going to hit in the time frame that I would like for them to. Moving on, CPIX, Cumberland Pharmaceuticals. This one is kind of a unique stock. It is a very low volume stock. You can see that this trend line is very different compared to most stocks, right? That's got these long periods where nothing is happening. Currently I have 78 shares at an average cost of $5.98, so I'm stuck on this about $12, negative 12 on my total return. This is a stock that I've swing traded a couple of times, and I've made a fair amount of profit, but right now I'm stuck on it, and the price has been fluctuating in a weird way to where I felt like I needed to buy more shares. So right now I'm kind of heavily invested in this. 28% of my portfolio is in this stock. That's a little bit higher really than I would ever like to go. 25% in one stock is okay, but 28% is a little high, and I have another stock that I have even more invested in. So I'm kind of too invested in this stock and in FTEK. FTEK I have 36% of my portfolio in. This stock I don't want to say I got unlucky, because I don't want to say that, but I bought the stock the day after it hit its 52-week high, so I had been trading it. I traded it the day, I sold the day that it went on its 52-week high. I didn't sell it at its peak, but the next day I got back into the stock because the stock price kind of fell after it hit its 52-week high, and I got back into it, and then it proceeded to lose 19% the day after it hit its 52-week high. So that kind of stuff is going to happen when you're investing in these types of stocks, right? These stocks that have a lot of volatility. But I'm fairly confident in this stock. I feel like I'm going to make a pretty good return on this stock. So I have 233 shares at an average cost of $2.65. So my plan is to put in a limit order and hold this stock until it comes back to around $3 a share. We'll see what happens and how it plays out. So if it does happen and it comes back to about $3 a share and I get that order filled, I'll make around, I think, $80 in profit, something like that. CrossAmerica, this one is unique in my portfolio because it has a dividend. I don't typically like investing in dividend style stocks, but this one has a very high dividend yield of 15.5%. And so I plan on holding this stock through the next dividend payout, the next quarterly dividend payout. It's also a growth stock, one that I'm projecting to grow here over the next couple of months. So we'll see what happens with this one. I can collect a nice dividend payout. I'm typically not interested in a 1 to 5% dividend payout. That's what most traditional investors go after. It's just not high enough to be, it's just not exciting enough, right? But this 15.5% is very high, and it's also a stock that I'm projecting to grow pretty high over the next couple of months. Moving up to digital Turbine, right? Ticker symbol APPS. This one is very volatile. You can see within a week it was down to 330 and had a peak of 367. Okay, so there's a good amount of room there to make some profits. I have 20 shares at $3.55. Okay, so I'm currently down $2.40 on the position. Previously traded this stock, made about a $5 or $6 profit. That's probably similar to what's going to happen this time around. I have a limit sell in to sell my position, 20 shares at $3.86. So if it hits $3.86, I should be able to sell out and make a nice little profit off of that. And then the last one that I'm invested in is Vitamin Shoppe. This one, I've been hearing some interesting things about this one, so I wanted to get into it, but I didn't want to put a lot of money into it, so I just kind of put 5 shares, $32 in equity in this stock. Something I'm keeping my eye on. I just bought it so that I can keep a closer eye on it and maybe add some shares to it over time. But we'll see what happens with this one. Average cost of $6.45, so I'm up 60 cents on this stock. Looking at a couple of stocks that I sold off this past week, I sold MDB, which I'm very glad that I did. I sold it, I believe, at 144 at some point throughout the week. I sold it at 144. I made kind of a small profit, just a couple of dollars in profit. I actually sold this stock to buy more of FTEK. So I'm not sure if I came out ahead on that or not, but because this stock went from $144 about where I sold to now it's only worth $126. I had traded it previously and made a few dollars in profit, but this time it's down. If we look at the 1 year trend, right, it's up 228% over the past year. That's incredible. 280% since it launched, and over the past month, almost 66%. So we can look at those trends. It's going up over time, but then recently it's had a tough, mainly just a really bad week. So I'm looking at getting into it while it's low. I have a limit order in for $126.10, so 10 cents higher than the market value right now. So hopefully when the markets open on Monday, I'll get that order filled at this low price, and I project this stock to bounce back next week, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll get in there and we can check back next week and see what's going on with MDB. But all right, guys, so that's what's going on. That's how the portfolio looks this week. Make sure you come back and stick around for next week, and we'll see how this all looks and if these stocks grow over the next week, or if I'm going to have to hold these longer than I was really hoping to. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, we're going to be doing a weekly update on this Robinhood Run It Up challenge. So if you're interested in seeing how this portfolio changes over time, make sure you subscribe. If you guys are interested in getting into investing on the Robinhood app or trading stocks on the Robinhood app, make sure you use the link in the description. When you sign up, you'll get a free stock and I'll get a free stock. But if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up for me, and leave me a comment if there's any stocks that you guys are watching that you think that I would be interested in applying this strategy to. But all right, guys, thanks for watching today. I'll see you on the next one.